Good afternoon to everyone. My name is Ashish Yadav and I am present here to give a presentation on the topic anatomy and function of lungs. Lungs are pair of respiratory organs. जैसा कि हम देख रहे हैं यहाँ पे दो लंग्स हैं. राइट लंग्स 3 लोब्स को कंसिस्ट करता है और लेफ्ट लंग 2 लंग्स को. हर लोब में कुछ सेगमेंट्स होते हैं. सेगमेंट से मिलकर लोब बनता है. जैसा कि हम देख रहे हैं यहाँ पर 3 लोब्स हैं राइट लंग में, अपर लोब, मिडिल लोब एंड लोअर लोब. और लेफ्ट लंग में 2 लोब्स होते हैं, अपर लोब एंड लोअर लोब. लंग्स के अपर पार्ट को हम अपेक्स बोलते हैं या अपेक्स पल्मोनिक्स भी बोलते हैं एंड लोअर पार्ट को बेस डायफ्राम पे रेस्ट करता है. ईच लंग कंसिस्ट 10 segments. So as we see in the previous slides, lungs are a pair of respiratory organs situated in the thoracic cavity. Each lung innervates the corresponding pleural cavity. In the young, lungs are brown or grey in color. Gradually they become mottled black because of the deposition of inhaled carbon particles. The right lung weighs about 700 gram and it is about 50 to 100 gram heavier than left lung. Features: each lung is conical in shape. It has an apex at the upper end, base resting on the diaphragm, 3 borders, that is anterior, posterior and inferior, 2 surfaces, that is costal and medial surface. The apex lies above the level of first rib. It reaches 2 to 5 cm above the medial 1/3 of clavicle, just medial to supraclavicular fossa. The base rests on the diaphragm, which separates the right lung from the right lobe of the liver and the left lung from the left lobe of the liver, fundus of stomach and the spleen. The anterior border of the left lung shows a white cardiac notch between the level of fourth costal cartilage. The heart and pericardium are uncovered by the lung in the region of this notch. The posterior border corresponds to the medial margins of the heads of the ribs. It extends from the level of 7th cervical spine to the 10th thoracic spine. Inferior border separates the base from costal and medial surface. The costal surface is large and convex. It is in contact with the costal pleura and the overlying thoracic wall. The medial surface is divided into a vertebral part and mediastinal part. The mediastinal part shows a cardiac impression, the hilum. Fissures and lobes of the lungs. As we know, the right lung is divided into 3 lobes by 2 fissures, oblique and horizontal. The left lung is divided into 2 lobes by oblique fissures. The oblique fissures cut into whole thickness of the lung except the hilum. Due to oblique plane of the fissure, the lower lobe is more posterior and the upper and middle lobe more anterior. In the right lung, the horizontal fissure passes from the anterior border up to the oblique fissures and separates a wedge-shaped middle lobe from the upper lobe. The tongue-shaped projection of the left lung below the cardiac knot is called lingula. It corresponds to middle lobe of the right lung. The lung expands maximally in the inferior directions because of the movement of the thoracic wall and diaphragm are maximal towards the base of the lung. The presence of the oblique fissure of the each lung allows a more uniform expansion of the whole lung. Root of the lung. The root of the lung is a short, broad pedicel which connects the medial surface of the lung to the mediastinum. It is formed by the structures which either enter or come out of the lung at the hilum. The root of the lung lie opposite the bodies of 5th, 6th and 7th thoracic vertebra. Bronchopulmonary segments. The bronchopulmonary segments are the anatomic, functional and surgical units of the lungs. Each lobar secondary bronchus, which possesses to a lobe of the lung, give off branches called segments, tertiary bronchi. Each segmental bronchus possesses to a structurally and functionally independent unit of lung lobe called bronchopulmonary segment. The segmental bronchus is accompanied by a branch of the pulmonary artery, but the tributaries of the pulmonary veins. Each segment had its own lymphatic vessels and autonomic nerve supply. The smallest bronchi divides and gives rise to the bronchioles, which are less than 1 mm in diameter. Bronchioles possess no cartilage in their walls. The bronchioles then divide and give rise to terminal bronchioles, which show delicate outpouching from their walls. Gaseous exchange between blood and air takes place in the walls of these outpouching, which explain the name respiratory bronchiole. The respiratory bronchioles end by branching into alveolar ducts, which leads into tubular passages with the name a thin-walled outpouching called alveolar sacs. The alveolar sacs consist of several alveoli opening into a single chamber. Each alveolus is surrounded by a rich network of blood capillaries. Blood supply of the lungs. The bronchi and visceral pleura receive their blood supply from the bronchial arteries, which are branches of the descending aorta. The bronchial vein drain into the azygos and hemizygos veins. Nerve supply of the lungs. At the root of each lung is a pulmonary plexus composed of efferent and afferent autonomic nerve fibers. The plexus is formed from branches of the sympathetic trunk and receives parasympathetic fibers from the vagus nerve. Functions of the lungs. The main function of the lungs is to give enough supply of oxygen to the different parts of the body and get rid of the carbon dioxide and other waste from the blood. In addition to their functions in gas exchange, the lungs have a number of metabolic functions: defense mechanism, maintenance of water balance, regulation of body temperature, regulation of acid-base balance, metabolism of biologically active substances. Thank you.